Sebastian Martinez, MMA Minute, here with Gunnar Nelson, who faces Rick the Horror Story in the main event of UFC Fight Night Stockholm on Saturday night. So, finally, main event in the UFC. It seems like that's a big milestone to achieve, and you've done it at a young age. How do you feel about that?
It's a great thing, you know, and I'm very appreciative for this opportunity that UFC has given me, and I won't let them down on Saturday night.
And how long have you known that you were going to be the main event? Did you know directly when the fight was booked? Did they approach you say that we want you to be the main event?
Yeah, there was talk of this show, and I was kind of going to take a short break, but then they said they wanted me to headline this show, and I of course jumped on it. You know, it's a huge opportunity and an honor for me, and I do believe it's going to be one of many.
Yeah, most likely. Now you're facing Rick Story, a very established veteran guy, and he's known for being very, very tough, hard-nosed, always forward. You're almost in a contrast to that in style-wise. You're very patient, you're perhaps a bit more technical. Do you see this as a big clash of styles?
Well, I guess every fight is, you know, in a way. I don't concentrate too much on my opponents. It's more what I'm going to do. So Rick comes in and he comes in to fight, and that's what I like about him. He puts the pressure on. He can wrestle. He can punch. He can do it all. You know, he's fine on the ground. He'll. What I like mostly about him is he comes in to fight. You know, and he won't delay things and he won't stall. So it's going to be a good fight.
And he is one of very few who actually has a win over UFC champion Johny Hendricks. Yeah. Do you think that adds sort of like a little bit extra of a you stand to win a little bit more in this fight?
Yeah, of course. His win over Johny Hendricks is well known and will not be forgotten. Yeah. And everybody knows that. So everybody knows what he's capable of. And so beating him in a convincing fashion is a big deal.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the first time you go a potential 5 rounds? Or have you done that before?
No, this is the first time. Yeah.
And how do you feel about that? Does it change anything, just knowing that you might have to go an extra 2 rounds?
It does not, you know. It's you only got more time to get things done, you know. And I'm always going in there, and I'm gonna try to finish the fight quick and clean. And having 2 more rounds is just a bonus, you know. It's I usually get better as the fight goes anyway, but that's, you know, it just depends on how the fight goes and what kind of situation we'll end up in, how far it goes. But I'll be confident I will finish this fight.
So you have no interest in going the full 5 rounds?
No.
You save that for a title fight, maybe?
Yeah, never. I have no interest to prolong what doesn't have to be long, you know. It's just, if you go in there and finish it quick, that's perfect. Quick and clean and safe.
Now, your last fight, victory over Zach Cummings, have you had a chance to look back at that fight and reflect on it and sort of maybe take any lessons from it?
Yeah, of course. Every fight I take a lot of lessons from, and the Zach Cummings fight, he I felt sometimes in the fight, the first bit of the fight, he was not committing too much, you know, and I think he was maybe trying to grind out a decision. And halfway through the fight, I kind of saw through that and started putting on the pressure, and the fight went like it did.
All right, well, just to round off here, what would you say the key is to defeating Rick Story on Saturday night?
There's many different things that you can do. I think I'll just go in there and get a feel for it, but it could go anywhere basically. I could finish him on the feet or on the ground. Doesn't matter to me, and I believe it can go either way.
All right. Well, finishes are always appreciated by both the fans and the UFC. Bonus-wise, that probably gives you a pretty good incentive as well. Yeah. So this was Sebastian Martinez, MMA Minute, here with Gunnar Nelson, who faces Rick Story in the main event of UFC Fight Night Stockholm. Gunnar, thank you very much and good luck.